What up? This is Rocher here, and I wanted to give you a heads up for this video because lately I've been thinking about valuing my time. So if I'm valuing my time, I should value your time as well. And tell you that this video is 26 minutes long. It's about boundaries, how to sustain them, how to create them, and everything around it. I also brought in my friend Elder to give you his perspective about boundaries and everything around them. And it just has a lot of value in it. So I hope you enjoy it. Peace. What up? This is Rocher here from Yourpdl, and I'm sitting here with
Elder dos Santos, his personal blog.
And today we wanted to talk a little bit about boundaries. We're here at the beautiful Haagse Bluff in The Hague, just getting some drinks, and we thought it would be cool to just talk a little bit and just film it and see what comes out of it. So today we're talking about boundaries, right?
Yes.
And maybe I could get your vision a little bit about it. What is, in your opinion, boundaries?
Boundaries is, in my opinion, what you tolerate from other people, but also what you tolerate from yourself. And this is really different for everyone, because what you will tolerate is another thing that I will tolerate, and it's not so much as in emotions, so as in, oh, I'm now feeling mad, so I'm not tolerating this is a boundary. No, because this is very reactive, but it's a really thing. For example, you have a friend and he's doing drugs, and you have a boundary. I don't hang out with people who are doing drugs, so that can be a boundary. So that's in my opinion.
Yeah, it's quite well put. Funny thing is, I was talking about making this vlog with a friend of mine, and he was talking about where do you place those boundaries?
Yes.
And we started talking a little bit, and he was talking about, let's say you have your purpose, the thing you want to do.
Yes.
To basically achieve your goals and the purpose, you're gonna have to have standards.
Yes.
And to fulfill those standards, you're gonna have to put boundaries on yourself. So it's basically like this construct where you start with purpose, then you go to standards, and then you would go to boundaries. Do you agree with that?
I agree, and I think it's also a little bit of discipline. It's what will you allow yourself doing, and what will you allow others doing to you. I think that's a big thing with boundaries. And I, for myself, I really struggled with this a lot of times because
that's cool.
social conditioning is really training us to always be nice to people, always say yes to people when they ask you something. And I really fucking struggled with this because I was like, okay, I'm being a nice guy, I'm doing what people want me to do, but this is not what I want to do. It's not feeling quite right. So at some point I was like studying this, I was reading books and watching videos from people, and they would say you need to have personal boundaries, personal standards. And I always thought, oh, a personal standard is when you are thinking high of yourself, or you only accept the best, but that's not the thing. It's really, yeah, what do you want out of life, and move towards that with your boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, I had like the exact same story. It's like when I was young, I basically was like the typical nice guy. It's like I would say yes to everything, and because of that, I would take too much hay on my plate and started disappointing all these people. And the funny thing is, like, some people think like always saying yes is a good thing and you're really nice and everything, but things like that can even eat away at your self-confidence, because in my case, I went to school and everything, and then everybody would ask me, could you do this, could you do that, could you do this, and all of a sudden it's like this big haystack with all kinds of things that I needed to do but couldn't do, and then I would get all this negative feedback from, why didn't you do that, I thought we could count on you and everything. And if you hear that like time after time after time again, after a while, you're almost gonna start to believe in it because other people are constantly saying it to you. You're being conflicted with it everywhere you go. So,
But what was it for you that you decided that you needed to have boundaries in your life?
basically, it was a challenge my uncle came up with, and basically he did it for himself, and I kind of did it too afterwards. And it's basically he said like, and I was really young. It's kind of miraculous that I understood it, but he said like there's like two sides to everything you want. And basically, in your thought, there's the side that's the society, basically social conditioning, and it says what you need to do. And then there's what you think is right. And
Your uncle came with that?
yeah,
Oh, that's fucking nice.
yeah, but he said it in a different way, kind of more
I thought he
simple
said-
way. But
Yeah.
that's what I got out of it. And so I felt like, okay, let's do this for a day. So for a day, instead of doing what society think is right, do what I think is right. And basically, I started to see that there's this huge gap between everything that I think is right and basically everything society thinks is right, or at
that's
least
a good one.
I thought society needed from me to accept me. So after seeing that, I kind of realized that all these things, they aren't getting me anywhere, because in that day that I only did the things I want, yeah, I pissed a lot of people off, but they weren't really that mad when they heard why I did it and basically saw my progression at the end of the day, because basically my eyes lit up, I was happy, and I felt prouder than I've been in a really long time. So after that, I was like, okay, it's time to make a difference and see how far I can push this. Even though I'm not perfect right now with this, there are a lot of instances where there's still like stuff like social pressure and everything headed to you and you cave in. But now I'm kind of more conscious and more in control of my own life and can make my own decisions. So I think that's why boundaries is really good thing.
And for me also, what made it so easy for me to have boundaries is, at some point I was seeing people doing the right things in the name of society, and they were miserable as fuck, and they wouldn't achieve anything. And I saw my life going towards that as well, and I'm still seeing my life going towards that if I'm doing the things that society wants me to do.
Yeah.
So I became very miserable. I was like a bit depressed because I was like, this is really not what I want. I don't want a 9-to-5 job, or I don't want to always be nice to people that I don't even like. And you don't need to be a dick about it. You don't need to, call people bad names if you don't like them. But in my eyes, why would you mess with people that aren't getting you further in life? And yeah, you will always hear, yeah, but he was your friend, your childhood friend. Yeah, that's cool, but he's not helping me, you know, so why should I? And that's a big thing.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And really funny enough, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I bought this book by a philosopher called Seneca, and it's basically his view on the shortness of life. And he says that we all kind of perceive life as something really short, but that's because we let other people and things we don't want to do infringe on our time. So here is it that boundaries become really important, because they always say life is short, but do we really respect the time we have? And that's the same with the friends and everything. You're gonna have to, in my opinion, set up boundaries for who you're gonna let into your life. Not all friends are basically good influences or direct you to where you need to go. Same thing applies for chores and everything, or people that nag. This is something I did like a few years ago. I had like a few people in my life, and they basically nagged all the time about all kinds of stuff. They were really negative. And it's really funny because, you know, like the theory of where they say like the state you are in the most. What was it again?
You learn the best in the state you are the most. I think that's.
No, it was. I thought about something different. It was like whatever state you are in the most. That's basically that basically forms your personality. So it was something like that.
Really, I never heard of that.
Yeah, and basically these friends of mine, they started nagging and nagging and nagging, and every time they went into like a happy state or something, like let's say they were like, yeah, the weather in Holland is fucked up, it's cold and everything, they start complaining, and then summer came and it was like really nice weather, and then they're like, yeah, it's nice weather, and within minutes they would be like, yeah, but the winter's coming and that kind of stuff. They always felt like that urge to go back to that negativity, and it's funny at first, but after a while you basically get worn out by it. It will make you tired because you want to be happy, and there's always this person next to you that's kind of cramping on your fun. He's basically being a fun hater.
And also, people might wonder, okay, why would you be positive all the time? Who cares? You need to be realistic. And I agree, you need to be realistic with things, because if you have a sickness and you're like, yeah, it's all fine, I'm not going to the doctor, you're fucking delusional. So you need to be realistic to a point, but also you need to give yourself the time of the day and be positive, because at the end of the day, you are training your subconscious mind certain things. If you are only negative, you're training your subconscious mind that it's not possible. And what do I want to say with it's not possible? Achieving the things that you want. For example, if you want to lose weight or something, if you're just being negative, you're not going to achieve it. And I know for me, I started to lose weight like a couple years ago, and all my friends think that I said it was fucking, what the fuck? It was amazing that they said it to me. They said, no, you don't need to lose weight. You know why? Because you're going to
grow taller or something.
Stupid things that they said. They were like, you're going to change, and that's not you. I was like, this is not me, you know? What the fuck? Fuck you. And but I was so hurt in the moment of my obesity that I was like, okay, I'm putting that aside, all those things what they are saying to me, and I'm going for what I want. And I trained myself to be positive and to focus on the goal. So really, you need to be positive, and you need to set boundaries for yourself.
And I do think it is something you can train yourself in, because a lot.
But it is difficult.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
It's
one of the most difficult things to do.
It's really difficult. I think it was like in the book Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. Have you ever read that?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, and they had like this concept called auto-suggestion. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And they basically, it was there that they said like you could rewire your brain by saying all kinds of stuff to it over and over again, till you just change your mind. And this is something really difficult to do, because I had the same thing, but then in the other aspect, and that was basically that I was really shy. I couldn't talk to people. I remember
I remember those times.
Yeah.
I remember those times. But it's okay. Everyone was shy in a sense.
Cool. But I remember going out my house, and there would be window washers busy doing their work, and I kind of knew them, but I tried to avoid them so I didn't have to talk to them, because I didn't know how to basically engage them or anything. It's like this really weird anxiety with no logic, and I just couldn't talk with them. So basically when I started to basically be proactive on the point of becoming more social, all these thoughts came in my head, because I didn't really have experience with talking to people. Do these people actually want to talk to me? Is what I'm saying funny or acceptable or that kind of stuff? And this is somewhere where auto-suggestion is really valuable, because basically what you have to do is train yourself to be kind of a narcissist, if I would say. It's after a while I was like, fuck it, everything I'm saying is interesting, and just kept replaying that in my head till I'm basically making videos right now where I'm talking to you guys, thinking that everything I say is pretty awesome. So this is where where auto-suggestion is like really valuable. And if you are if you have trouble getting into a positive state, I would suggest just just Google auto-suggestion, or do they say something about that in that book? What's it, Psycho-Cybernetics?
Yes, it's the same thing.
Yeah?
Psycho-Cybernetics from...
Maybe you could elaborate on that.
There's a book, I read it like a half year ago, and that book really changed my life in different aspects, and I became very confident and much more positive. And in the book, Maxwell Wells says that you need to train your subconscious mind, because we have two minds. We have the conscious mind, so the conscious mind is things that you can control, and the subconscious mind is a storage place in your mind, and everything and it's how you are communicating with your unconscious mind. It's how it's going to perceive the world. For example, if somebody would be screaming to me, I could think two things. I could think, oh, they like me, they are haters, they like me, that's why they scream. Or I could think, oh, am I wrong? Am I fucked up or something? So you can interpret it. Yes,
yeah.
In two ways. And it's the way how you interpret it, it's how your subconscious mind is going to store it. In the book, he says that you want to train yourself to always look at things at the bright side. And how you do that is by visualizing yourself doing certain things, and your subconscious mind is going to pick up, and it's going to make you much more confident. And that book really changed a lot for me, and I encourage everyone to read the book. Yes. Did you read the book?
No, still need to read that book.
You need to fucking read the book. Absolutely.
I knew it was about something like that. It's still on my list, but
it's a very, very good book, and I think a lot of people should read that book. Even if you're not into that self-development bullshit, that's a book that's really going to change your life. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is how do you know what your personal boundaries are? I think that's a bit difficult to know. For me, it's I think you should trust your inner feeling. I've talked about it a lot, but you have an instinct in your side of you, and he's saying things to you. For example, if you're with people that are a bit lazy or they're doing bad stuff, you have an intuition in yourself who says, okay, you need to get the fuck out of here. And that's the thing, that you need to listen to the voice within. And if you're not listening to the voice within, your voice is going to be overshadowed by other people's voices. And it's not going to be in your favor, never. It's always going to be in the favor of the other people. So you need to listen to your own voice. What's your insight on that?
yeah, basically it's kind of the same, but I would elaborate on, or I would add to that I think that your boundaries are basically derived from your path and purpose in life. So, for example, it doesn't have to be like this extravagant path, like I want to go on a journey to this and that, but basically your path could be like, I want to live a normal life, a normal, healthy life. And basically that main purpose or something that will kind of come from your norms and values and everything. And because everything's connected to that, your boundaries will start to appear. So, for example, just as I say, let's say you want that normal, healthy life, and you're talking about the drugs and stuff, right?
Yes.
If your path and purpose in life is to have like this normal life, maybe picket fence, wife, kids, a dog, or everything, is using drugs a part of that? No. So innately you're going to feel like a kind of resistance to it, and I think that is because you're diverging from your path, and there's something, I don't know exactly how it's like based on your different belief systems. I think it's God in my opinion. But when you diverge from your path and you feel like that resistance, that's basically like a warning sign telling you to go back to your purpose. So that's where I think boundaries come from. I think if you have like a really clear goal of how you want to live your life, those boundaries are gonna appear by themselves. But then there's like a second step, and that's for the people that actually want to be really effective with it. And this is basically something I got from the book The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And he says, like, let's say you have like this purpose and everything, and you want to have standards. Sure, you can say, I want to go to the gym like 3 times a week. I want to eat healthy. I want to stay away from drugs or anything. But you can say all those things, but that doesn't mean you're actually gonna do it. So basically what he came up with was like this way to put like emotion in the sentences or in the boundaries you're creating. So for example,
Reasons why you want to have those boundaries, right?
yeah, it's not exactly it's also reasons, but I also think it's basically you're putting yourself in like a specific role.
Yes.
So I think, what was an example? One of the examples would be like I want to be the master of my money and not have money be the master of me. So that's basically a specific role. You can identify with it more than saying I don't want to have debts. Basically, it doesn't give you like that
It's
emotional.
not concrete enough.
It's not concrete enough. Plus, it doesn't give you that that emotional spike. Because, dude, what sounds cooler? Like, I don't want to have any debts, or I want to be the master of my own financial status.
I a bit disagree with that, because if you are in debt,
Yeah,
the first thing to do is that you want to do is get out of debt.
yeah,
So I think it can be good to say don't want to be in debt anymore, but we call that negative motivation,
yeah,
and there is positive motivation. So at first you can say I want to be out of debt, and that's negative motivation, but it's strong enough to pull you out of it. But at some point, when you are out of debt, what's the next thing? Do you want to still be out of debt? You already are out of debt. So why would that be your motivation to do it? So I think at some point you need to switch it up and do a positive motivation. Know why you want the bigger things. I think that's also important.
that's basically what they say happened to 50 Cent, right?
Yes.
It's like he wanted a lot of money and get out of the hood or anything, and basically he got there with his first album, and then he just stopped making like good music, or at least that's other people's opinion. I think his albums rock though, but
I don't think these songs
dude, his second album, like the I'm Supposed to Die Tonight,
that one okay, but after that,
dude, that was hard. But yeah, that's basically where. But those are good examples of positive and negative motivation.
And also, with boundaries, I think what he says, you have a technical side and an emotional side. So, for example, first you are feeling an emotion that you want to change, and that is you want to be rich. I don't know. That's your emotional side of the motivation. So then you need to transform it into something concrete, into something technical, and you need to say, okay, how much money do you want to make? And from there on, you're going to get some personal boundaries. And what for examples from personal boundaries are, I'm not going to give away money on stupid things, or I'm going to work hard. Those are boundaries to get you to the goal where you're at. So the first thing that you want to have is you need the goal, and from there on your boundaries will come. And the emotional side is going to keep fueling your goal to get further and further along in your journey.